Why is cremation prohibited? Well, the simple and straightforward answer is, it's a biblical commandment. It's a precept. The Torah tells us that we are to bury the body of a Jew. Straightforward and simple. But burial has historically been the hallmark of the Jewish people. Historically, we're recorded as a people who bury our dead. The Torah uses a lot of ink on the subject of burial. Think about it. Abraham's burial, Sarah's burial, Moses' burial, Aaron's burial. There seems to be some essential connection between Judaism and burial. It's almost an affirmation of our faith. And indeed, a generation ago, cremation was perhaps unheard of in the Jewish world. If one looks at society as a whole, one will see a linkage between polytheistic and atheistic societies, their attitude to the way they treat the body after the soul has departed, and monotheistic faiths. Judaism, the father of monotheism, places a big emphasis on the fact that life is sacred. Yes, the body that housed the soul, the body that was the vehicle through which life was experienced, that ought to be treated with respect. It returns to its source. Garbage is burnt. A Torah scroll that can no longer be used is lovingly buried. Cremation is treated very seriously in Judaism. In fact, someone who is cremated, Jewish law and custom dictates that many of the laws of mourning, they don't mourn that person. The cremated remains are never buried in a Jewish cemetery. There's a book written by a Rabbi Ushri. It's called Shailas Utshuvas Min HaMeitzar, which means responses out of the depth. This was a man who experienced the Nazi invasion of Kovna, and he recorded the various questions he received from the Jewish community, various halachic legal queries that people had. And he received the following question. There was a Jew who managed to save himself by disguising and dressing and living as an SS officer. And he writes to Rabbi Ushri saying, I've contracted a deathly disease. I'm going to die soon. I'm going to die as a German. I'm going to be buried in a grave which is going to have a cross over my tombstone. The only way to avert this is by asking to be cremated. What should I do? Be buried as a Christian or be cremated? And Rabbi Ushri emphatically insists that as devastating as that thought is and might be for you, but cremation is something that Jews go to great lengths to avoid. Indeed, the high priest of Israel, the Kohen Gadol, a man who was never allowed to have any contact with the dead, should he come before a situation which necessitates him to bury a Jew, there's no one else to do it, guess what? He goes ahead and he does it. You see, in Judaism, the body itself is not a necessary evil. The body itself retains and is the vehicle through which so many mitzvahs, so much holiness, so much goodness and kindness came to the world. Yes, the physical items through which we perform mitzvahs, they absorb holiness. They are treated with loving, tender care. And therefore, one of the hallmarks of Judaism is the sacred nature of life itself. We bury our dead. Of course, if someone is cremated against their will, that's beyond their control. The holy, the pure, who were taken and incinerated in the Holocaust, these are the holy of the holy, and obviously what happened to them is by no means and in no way, shape, or form anything that is held against them. They are holy, pure, and wonderful souls.